So today, guys, we are going to be talking about the Minnesota Vikings and their recent signing yesterday of Sheldon Richardson, the defensive tackle, back to Minnesota. So if you guys don't know much about Sheldon Richardson, he was drafted by the Jets way back, and I think it was around 2010. He was around there. He's been in the league for a while, okay? And so he was really good on the Jets. He's bounced around a little bit and then ended up in Minnesota in 2018. He played there for a season. He went to Cleveland last year and was on Cleveland, and now he is coming back to Minnesota. I think this is a very good signing for the Vikings because their defense needs a little bit of help. They've got some decent corners, but that defensive line needs a little bit of help when Michael Pierce and Danielle Hunter are out of the game for rest. They need a rotation guy, and Sheldon Richardson fits that perfectly to be a rotation guy. Plus, you got pass rushers on the linebacker spot like Anthony Barr to help out Sheldon Richardson a little bit and be able to take the pressure off of Sheldon, because Sheldon at this point in his career is not a number one D tackle. He's not even a number one on any team in this league anymore. It's just he's just not like that anymore. He's more of a rotation guy that is able to come in, play a couple of plays, fill in some gaps, and rush the passer. And maybe if he has an effect on the game, then that's a win-win. But mainly, he's just going to be there for the fill-in opportunities when Danielle Hunter and Michael Pierce and guys like that need a break. They're tired and they need a break. So it's a good signing, in my opinion, for the Vikings to get back Sheldon Richardson. I think he'll be a very useful piece for him. He'll be a nice depth option. Like I said, he's not a number one anymore. He's not going to be a difference maker. He may make a difference in like one or two games during the season, but he's never going to be that guy again where you can count on every single game he's going to have a sack, or he's going to have a lot of quarterback pressures, or he's going to make an impact. He's just not that guy anymore. He's just not going to do that. He's older. He's just not as physical, as athletic as he is. At least he wasn't last year. And yeah, I know he didn't play a lot last year, but he's just not that guy anymore. So the Vikings bringing him in is a good move. They only brought him in on a one-year deal, so it's not going to hurt their pockets. I mean, I know they have they're pretty close to the salary cap. They're pretty up against the salary cap right now, but bringing in Sheldon Richardson is a good move. It's going to give them a nice depth option. It's going to bring them some more variety of different combinations they can throw out there. Maybe they throw out their two defensive tackles with Pierce and Richardson. Maybe they throw out one D tackle and Danielle Hunter's out there all the time, or maybe they bring Anthony Barr down and put his hand on the line and then have Sheldon Richardson next to him. There's so many different options now that they can do because they add another quality piece to that defense, which already is okay. I mean, the Vikings have always had a decent defense, and Sheldon Richardson doesn't make that a better defense. Like he doesn't elevate the defense to make it like Super Bowl caliber or anything. He's not that guy anymore. If this was back in the Jets days of getting Sheldon Richardson, I would say then the Vikings are definitely have a Super Bowl caliber defense, but the Sheldon Richardson that they're bringing in is not that guy anymore. So it makes their defense slightly better, in my opinion, but it doesn't change the fact that they still have Kirk Cousins at quarterback. So even if they have such a great defense, in today's day and age of the NFL, there's only so much a defense can do to win you games and to keep you in games. You have to have a quarterback that's competent enough to be able to take over and win a game for you. And Kirk Cousins has shown that he can do that at some points in his career. It's sporadic, but he can still do it, just not a very consistent basis. And as a quarterback in the NFL, you need to be consistent every single week. Kirk Cousins just isn't that guy anymore. And if he ever was that guy, I don't think he was even on the football team. So this move is good in terms of depth and in terms of it looks good on paper. How it will play actually in game on the field, I don't know. I think I think it maybe wins them one extra game than they would have won without Sheldon Richardson. Maybe that one game that they should have lost, but they do end up winning because they have Richardson. Maybe that game he causes a fumble or he gets a sack in a crucial spot. I don't know. Something like that happens, and that wouldn't have already happened if he wasn't on the team. So maybe they win one extra game or something. It doesn't really affect their season, in my opinion, that much because they still have Kirk Cousins at quarterback. And if you have Kirk Cousins at quarterback, I don't think you're really going to do that much in the league because I don't value Kirk Cousins as much as I value other quarterbacks in the league because I don't think Kirk Cousins is that great. So in my opinion, this is a good signing for the Vikings. It's a cheap signing. It's a low risk, high reward kind of situation, which is basically all the signings that are going to happen now in the NFL because we're past the big free agent period where all the good guys are in free agency and they're up for grabs. Now we're getting to that point where we're in training camp. We're starting to learn what the teams are going to look like. Teams are bringing in feeler options, guys that are flyer picks and cheap options that aren't going to cost them a lot and aren't going to really just destroy their pocketbooks and stuff. So that's the kind of spot that we're in right now, and this Sheldon Richardson signing fits right in there. And so it's a good option. It's a nice depth piece for the Vikings, and I think it'll work out. I mean, as long as he doesn't get hurt, I think he should be pretty solid all season. And I think the Vikings are going to be the Vikings. I mean, they're not going to probably win that division. I'd say if Aaron Rodgers is back in Green Bay, the Packers win it. If they're not back in Green Bay, maybe the Vikings win it. It's really all up to if Aaron Rodgers is in Green Bay because I don't think the Bears are going to win with Justin Fields. I think they probably win a few games, but I don't think Justin can turn that franchise around in just one season, maybe even a half a season if Andy Dalton starts. So I don't know, and definitely the Lions aren't going to do anything. So it's really up to the Packers. The Packers are the wild card. If they don't bring back Rodgers, then I think the Vikings win that division. But if the Rodgers is back, then it's Packers all the way. So it's really up to Aaron Rodgers what happens there. I think the Vikings might sneak into a playoff spot, but I don't know, depending on how well Kirk Cousins plays. So I do like this signing by the Vikings to get Sheldon Richardson. Let me know down below what you guys think as well. If you agree with me, if you agree with, or if you disagree with me, let me know. If you think it's a good signing, not a good signing, let me know. I'm curious. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Peace.